everyone please join me in a thank you to all of our student speakers for their thoughtful and inspiring remarks. And now it is my great honor to introduce today's keynote speaker, Sherrese Smith. An alumna of the class of 1996, Sherrese Smith is a path-breaking lawyer and an established expert in data privacy and cybersecurity. In addition to her current role as managing partner of Paul Hastings LLP, she has made important contributions as former general counsel of Washington Post Digital, chief counsel to the chair of the FCC, a member of our law board, and a distinguished Northwestern Pritzker Law alumna. Ms. Smith is renowned for her expert advisement on crisis issues and is regularly sought after by corporate board members and the C-suite. She previously served as vice chair of Paul Hastings LLP's data privacy and cybersecurity practice and is known as one of the country's preeminent attorneys with expertise in data privacy and cybersecurity and media and technology. She is recognized throughout legal, media, communications, and technology industries for her leadership, business acumen, and dedication to clients, and she is consistently ranked as a leading lawyer in Chambers USA and Legal 500. Before joining Paul Hastings LLP, Ms. Smith served as chief counsel to Chairman Julius Genchowski at the FCC, where she was responsible for determining the agency's business and policy agenda on a multitude of media and technology matters. She led the FCC's cross-agency efforts to refine and implement new rules on data privacy and cybersecurity for multinational companies, navigating complex data and privacy rules in US, EU, and Asia. Her work also involved extensive interaction with external stakeholders, including wireless, media, cable, and telecommunications companies, industry groups and trade associations, federal and state agencies, and Congress. Outside of her role with Paul Hastings LLP, Ms. Smith serves on the board of directors of NortonLifeLock and Cable One. She also, as I mentioned before, is a member of our law school's law board, the University of Maryland's Journalism School Board, and America's Public Television Station's Executive Board. Prior to attending Northwestern Pritzker School of Law, Ms. Smith earned a BS in Business Administration from the University of South Carolina. We are honored and absolutely thrilled that she's joining us today to share her insights with our graduates, and also extend a warm welcome to her mother, Joanne, husband, Ade, and children, Morgan and Quinn. We are extremely grateful for Ms. Smith's leadership and all that she contributes to our law school and society. I have learned so much from her wise counsel and am thankful for our partnership. Her support for our law school and students as a key leader on law board makes such a difference. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Sherrese Smith.
Well, good afternoon. It is my sincere honor to be with you to celebrate the culmination of many hard years of work. Thank you to the class of 2023 for allowing me to join you today. As Dean Osofsky has said, my official title is Sherrese Smith, managing partner of Paul Hastings, the best law firm in the world. Sorry, gotta rep my hood. But I don't define myself by that title because, as you've heard, I've had a lot of titles. Chief Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, General Counsel of Washington Post Digital, board member on NortonLifeLock and Cable One, and a very, very proud member of the Northwestern University School of Law. I also sit on the, as Dean Osofsky said, on the University of Maryland's Journalism School Board, which as someone who wanted to be a news anchor really meant a lot. And that's been a real treat, and you'll hear about some of those things in my journey today. But those titles are in addition to the most important roles that I have in my life. Being a mom to Morgan and Quinn, hi guys, a partner to my husband, Addie Helliger, and a daughter to my mom, Joanne Smith, who are here in the balcony with me today. Oh yeah, and our dog, Leo, who I'll talk about a little bit later, but he's clearly not here today. So I am a daughter of South Carolina, and I am a true Southerner. You get a lot from a Southerner. We are known for a few things. We will smile and cut you at the same time. Bless your heart is never a good thing. Tea is only sweet. And for those interested in criminal law, only in South Carolina could the main witness in a murder case be a dog named Bubba. I mean, seriously, look it up. It's a true story. So we're also known for being storytellers, some true, some not. We like to tell stories to get our points across, and that's what I plan to do today. Hopefully, I'll share some stories that will allow me to pass on a few life lessons and tips for success for your future journey. So without further ado, here are 3 life lessons that have served me well throughout my life. Life lesson number 1. Your success in this field will depend on your never-ending search to learn more. Now, my family will tell you that I am someone who is all up in the business, as Southerners would say. I love to talk to people. I love to find out more. I will dig and dig until I have the answers that I want. Now, they'll say I'm nosy. I say I'm intellectually curious. Tomato, tomato. But this intellectual curiousness, or nosiness, is the thing that has made me successful, as the practice of law is a never-ending journey of intellectual curiosity and digging for more. Now, my journey at Northwestern started off a little rocky because it was the first time that I questioned whether I truly had what it took to succeed. I received my undergrad degree at the University of South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks, and the real USC. Yes, I said it. When I started on our first day, all 200 of us met in Lincoln Hall to have orientation and introduce ourselves. And just like your class, my class was made up of these amazing people. Hello, I'm Samantha from Harvard and I cured cancer. Hi, I'm Tom from Stanford. I speak 7 languages and I basically created Hong Kong. And my story was, well, I graduated from USC and I went to school with Hootie and the Blowfish and knew Darius before he was Hootie. I was unnerved after that first day. I went back to my place and I called my mom and said in a very calm voice, I'm so sorry, but I have made a grave mistake. This is not the place for me, but don't worry because I'm the firstborn and I am a problem solver, which means I've taken the liberty of arranging a U-Haul. So if you get in the car, you'll be here in 7 hours. I know you'll be tired. I'll drive home. And don't worry, I'll figure out a way to either go to a school in the South or find another job. Sound like a plan? And my wonderful, supportive Southern mother said, suck it up, Buttercup, I'm not coming to get you. And after I picked my face off of the floor, I listened intently to her next set of words. You are who you are, and what has gotten you here is the thing that will keep you here. You have always loved a challenge, and you are going to dig in because you love to learn, and that drive to learn has always been and will be your success. Now, only later did she share that she was scared for me. She didn't know how it was going to turn out. All she knew was that she dropped her baby off in a city and at a school where I knew no one. And now, as a mom, I understand how tough that conversation was for her. But here's what happened next. My intellectual curiosity kicked in and was supported by my professors and peers. I remember my first day with Professor Reddish's civil procedure class where he yelled, "Penoyer versus Neff!" And I thought, oh, he's crazy. I'm all in. And he brought that class to life. And I remember Professor Hughes's evidence class where she explained how evidence played into all aspects of life. And that probably could have helped Bubba from the earlier story. My professors at Northwestern continued to encourage me not to take classes just because, but they challenged me to focus on the educational opportunities that drove my passions, and to keep that same mindset post-graduation, which is what I did coming out of law school. I chose my very first law firm because I wanted to learn about intellectual property, technology, and media issues. When I went to Washington Post Digital, I knew that I wanted to learn the business of law. And when I left my good-paying job as general counsel to be chief counsel at the Federal Communications Commission and go to that government salary, try defending that one to your husband, I knew that I wanted to learn how media and technology policy was made and how it interacted with the legal decisions that companies made. When I left, I had knowledge that became very valuable to my clients. Intellectual curiosity and the thirst for knowledge drove all of my career choices. But you don't have to be a high-profile law firm, partner, government agency member, or major media company lawyer to learn skills that will take you through life. Take my very first job, where I was a cashier at Food Lion in Florence, South Carolina, and I'm proud to say that I was cashier of the month every month. Yes, Morgan and Quinn, you're hearing that story again. It's not good for the zombie apocalypse, but it's good for this story. Now, I love that job, and I learned so much from that job that has helped me in the legal field. For example, some may think that the first time I heard about precedent setting was here at Northwestern. Oh, no, no, no. I lived and learned precedent setting at Food Lion. Let me set the stage. It's Friday night, let's say 6:30 p.m., and because you're cashier of the month, you are the cashier on the high-pressure 10 items or less line. People are tired, and they are ready to get home. Now, you look down the conveyor belt, and you see at least 30 people in line, and they are all irritated. Now, 5 people back, you see an elderly woman, let's just call her G-Ma, who clearly has 20 to 30 items. And 3 people behind her, you see another woman, let's just call her Karen, who is clearly looking at G-Ma's groceries, looking back at you, looking at the groceries, and is clearly ready to report you to the manager. And 5 people behind her, you see someone else, well, let's just call him John, who had 10 items, got out of line to get 20 more items, came back in line, and is ready to see what you're gonna do. I mean, the nerve. Well, the Supreme Court decision-making process has nothing to do with the decision-making process of a Food Lion cashier on the 10 items or less line. Are you gonna ring everyone else up? If not, how are you gonna decide who gets to come into the line and with more items? What's the prima facie case needed to establish this point? Are you comfortable making the exception, and what are the consequences of those actions? And do you need the the manager, to come in and set new rules? Well, let me tell you what Justice Sherrese Smith did. When G-Ma got to the front of the line, I let her be because she was in a protected class, and I was gonna make that exception all day. When Karen got to the front of the line and started yelling at me, I said, "Bless your heart. I see that you were upset." And then I told her my manager was over here, and if she would like to file a complaint, she was more than welcome to. But because I was cashier of the month every month, I knew nothing was gonna happen to me. And when John came down the line and put all of his items, including the additional ones he went and got, on the conveyor belt, I promptly put down that aisle closed sign and told him that I was going on break and that my colleague on aisle 2 would be more than welcome to help him. Or as we say in the legal profession, certiorari denied. So here are the gems in this story. First, I'm clearly petty, but that's not the main point of the story. The main point is about understanding and appreciating that in every job, there is a learning experience that will help you in your future journey. Did I really understand what precedent setting was? Not so much. But at Food Lion, I learned the importance of understanding how one decision could impact all subsequent decisions. The other things I learned in that job were things that helped me in my future jobs and in the legal career. When you are in the 10 items or less line, you are dealing with a new person every 6 minutes, or in big law, we call that point one. You do not know what they have been through or what they are dealing with. So you had to learn how to quickly assess a person, a situation, and with little to no facts, figure out how to solve their problem and have them come away happy with a good result and thinking highly of your company. That's the practice of law all day, every day. As you move into your next journey, you will find things in each job that you can take to the next job. Keep that intellectual curiosity, and that will make you successful in this profession. That's life lesson number one. Life lesson number two is very short and has to do with my dog, Leo. Leonardo da Vinci Smith Helliger, to be exact. Now, to be clear, I wanted to name him Tupac, but those people over there outvoted me. Leonardo da Vinci Helliger loves me like no other. I am his favorite human in this house. He thinks that he is my third child, and I adore him. That's it. That's the story. That's all I got. So you're probably thinking, what in the world does that have to do with life lesson 2? Or some of you are thinking, who's going to call Child Protective Services because this woman with 2 children wanted to name the dog Tupac? Both of those questions are valid ones, but I'm going to answer the former. And this is why this story matters. Is because at the beginning of this speech, I said that I would mention my dog Leo, and I did. This is my life lesson number 2. Your word matters. When you say that you are going to do something, you must do it, period. This matters in the legal industry more than most industries. So many times, it's not about the substance of the law, but the substance of the person. The way the deals get done, the way the cases get resolved, the way the next job opportunity comes, tends to hinge on the people involved. Your word matters. Now, my final life lesson, lesson 3, involves my very own graduation story 27 years ago. When I sat in your chairs, I had an offer from a law firm and was going to be starting in their first year class. So I had a job, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And if I'm honest with myself, I was scared and unsure. I looked around at my peers, many of whom were incredibly sure about what they wanted to be and what they wanted to do, or at least they said they knew. Hello, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to go to be a litigation associate. I'm going to be a litigation partner. I'm going to go to the AUSA. I'm going to go to the Supreme Court, and then I'm going to die. Okay. And there I was, Sherrese Smith from Florence, South Carolina, who was just happy to be graduating. Yet here I stand before you as an African-American woman who's the global managing partner of an almost $2 billion global law firm, representing, thank you, representing the top media companies in the world. I know every CEO and GC at every major media company. And this year at our partner retreat, I had the privilege of being on stage and interviewing President Clinton and President Bush, and you could not have told me that I wasn't Barbara Walters, Oprah, and Walter Cronkite all wrapped up into one. Would I have predicted that my love of media would intersect with what I loved about the law, or that I would have been able to combine my desire to be a news anchor with my love of media and the law? I never would have called this. And that leads me to the most important lesson for today. If you take anything from today's speech, I hope that it is this. As you sit here today, you don't need to know where you are going to end up exactly where you need to be. Bless the people who know exactly where they are going. Bless the people who know exactly where they're going. Bless their little hearts. But for most others, they don't know, and most people are not honest about it. And also, life throws you curves, and you're gonna have to call audibles along the way. But here are the things that allowed me to succeed and end up exactly where I needed to be, and the things that will guide you on your right path. First, you got here because you are smart and talented, and you will do what it takes to win. And remember, Northwestern doesn't pick losers. Second, you have the support of your peers. Look around. You have gone through the last few years with each other, and you are forever bonded by this special experience. And here's the thing. The person who made a spectacle of himself at the Thursday night bar crawl could be the Fortune 500 general counsel who will give you $2 million of business every year. Now, that may or may not be a true story, but I'm no snitch. Your peer may or may not introduce you to the person who becomes your husband, which then leads to the amazing family that you didn't even know you wanted. Now, that I can confirm is a true story. Third, look around at your family members who are all here with you today. They have been here and will always be there for you, and will support you in ways that have nothing to do with the law. On my worst days, I think, my husband and my children love me, my mama loves me, and now you all know that Leonardo da Vinci, Tupac Helliger loves me. And I'll end with this. 27 years ago, as my final act on campus, I purchased this Northwestern sweatshirt at the bookstore. And if I'm honest, I did it because I wasn't sure if I would be back and wanted something to remember. And as you can see, it's frayed and it's worn. But it has stood the test of time, and apropos of all that is Northwestern, it has been there when I needed comfort and support. That is what we will continue to provide to you. You will always have your professors, deans, administrators, and alum who are here to support you. We're quite the squad, and we leave no person behind. We are here for guidance, we are here for jobs, we are here for celebrations. We are simply here. And at the end of the day, and most importantly, we will be here to ensure that you too end up exactly where you need to be. So thank you for choosing me as this year's Convocation speaker. And the only honor greater than your choosing me as this year's speaker is the honor that I now have, welcoming you to our esteemed profession. Congratulations to you, the class of 2023, and to my mom, I think it's safe to say it all turned out okay.